This is the Eastern Business Report, where we look at the business ecosystem in the Eastern region and discuss topics affecting the region's economy. But first, let's take a look at some of the major business and development stories making headlines across the Southeast, beginning here in Enugu State, where the federal government has restated its commitment to ensure inclusive economic growth and digital transformation in every geopolitical zone of Nigeria. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, gave the assurance during the weekend in his address at the closing ceremony of the Enugu State Technology Festival 2026 held at the International Conference Center, Enugu, where he said the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would not want any part of the country to lag behind in the march to build prosperity and improve living standards for the citizenry. The SGF, represented by the Director General of Service, Ibrahim Abdulkadir, stated that the federal government was impressed by the level of economic and infrastructural transformation going on in Enugu State. He commended Governor Peter Mbah for his initiative in driving the state towards attaining a projected $30 billion digital economy by 2030, adding that such feat would boost Nigeria's overall economic development. Akume also lauded Mbah for his demonstrable faith in using technology, empowering Enugu to a determined destination of becoming not only a subnational technological and innovation hub, but also a major player at the international level. He further stated that the Tinubu administration was delighted at the paradigm shift in Enugu with the transition from the historical core city state to a leading subnational digital economy in Nigeria. Now from Anambra State, the Onitsha North Local Government Area of Anambra State has commenced the demolition of illegal structures at the Onitsha Main Market. The exercise aimed at restoring the original master plan and improving trading activities in the sprawling market was met with outcry from traders. The exercise follows over a month of evacuation notice issued to affected traders and shop owners. Monitoring the demolition, it was observed that bulldozers began pulling down several max structures at Park 1, Park 2, and Park 3, as well as sections along Bright Street, Johnson Street, and Gongoro, with the exercise set to further continue. Security operatives, including the military, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and state security agents, barricaded roads leading to the market prior to the demolition. Meanwhile, prior to the demolition, some traders had preemptively demolished their shops and evacuated their belongings on Saturday, as the local government had initially given a 14-day notice, extended by another 14 days at the request of occupants, with the final expiration set for February 28, 2026. However, the once bustling market has turned into rubble, with broken blocks, scattered roofing sheets, and damaged goods littering the streets, as many traders were seen salvaging items for minimal sums. Moving to Abia State, where Governor Alex Uti of Abia State has changed members of his cabinet to continue to be steadfast, charged members of his cabinet to continue to be steadfast and committed to the spirit of the new Abia agenda. Speaking while declaring open a 2-day first quarter retreat organized by the Abia State government for all political appointees in his administration, Oti acknowledged that the government has provided democracy dividends to the people in a larger scale. According to him, it is true that lives have been improved and the people have seen remarkable improvement in their social and economic experiences under his administration. Yet, there is the need to stay focused and not to be ignorant of the political occurrences in the state. He observed that 2026 will be a very busy year for members of his cabinet, insisting that no amount of noise, no matter the decibel, can be sufficient enough to take the attention away from the development the government is anticipating in various sectors of the economy. Now from Akwa Ibom State, as tension continued to rise over Akwa Ibom and the neighboring Cross River states disputed maritime boundaries after the coastal Bakassi Peninsula hitherto controlled by Cross River, was ceded and handed over to Cameroon in 2008, Governor Omo Eno has taken the matter before President Bola Tinubu. It was gathered the private visit to the presidential villa where the national and sub-national leaders met at closed doors may not be unconnected with the resolution of the already rested 76 oil wells question, which had been advocated by the International Court of Justice at the Hague, the Netherlands, and twice by the Supreme Court of Nigeria in favor of Akwa Ibom State. However, the governor, upon his arrival from the meeting, gave vent to his presidential overture, telling journalists at the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, that his visit to the president was to brief him on the state of affairs in Akwa Ibom State. The governor had last week, during the second anniversary of his late wife, Patient Eno, pet project, Golden Initiative for All, get the hint of the administration's resolve to go the extra mile to protect the state's oil assets, vowing that no inch of the maritime boundaries would be shifted for Cross River, whose external boundaries had been hemmed at the ceding of the oil-bearing Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon. He therefore assured the people that since himself and his Cross River counterpart, Basio too, belongs to the same political party, wherever he would go in pursuit of the case, he would also be there to argue it out, accusing Otu of using the oil wells issue as a second-term campaign stunt to woo the Cross River electorate. The governor also used the airport interaction to disclose his visit to the CSS farm in Nasarawa State, disclosing that he was on a study tour to examine the multifaceted agricultural facility to enable the state term acquire more knowledge for possible emulation, application, and replication at the ongoing Ibom model farm in line with his vision for agriculture as contained in the Arise agenda. Still from Akwa Ibom State, Governor Emerino of Akwa Ibom State is facing backlash after engaging a United Kingdom-based consultancy, Aleph Technical and Advisory Service, to manage Akwa Ibom State-owned hotel months after declaring that his administration would not hand the facilities to third-party operators. The controversy followed the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the firm for the management of major hospitality assets owned by the state government. But in what critics describe as a reversal, the governor handed over the weekend, signed an MOU with Aleph for the management of all state-owned hospitality structures. Highlights of the agreement released by the Chief Press Secretary to the governor show that the MOU covers 4 facilities in the state. Furthermore, Governor Eno reportedly told the Aleph delegation during the signing ceremony at Government House Uyo that Akwa Ibom State has the potential to become a tourism destination and assured the consultant that his administration will give them the necessary support to succeed. The leader of the Aleph team, Jad Samsundi, said the firm spent several days assessing the facility across the states and found that they were built to standard, noting that hotels have both strengths and weaknesses, but expressed confidence that with a few adjustments, the desired result would be achieved. Finally, from Edo State, the Japanese government, in partnership with the Lift Above Poverty organization, has inaugurated a pineapple juice processing factory in Isan West local government area of Edo State. The inauguration is part of a strategic effort to drive agricultural value addition, reduce post-harvest losses, and boost rural livelihood. The factory, located in Ukeni Umehi community, was executed under Japan's grant assistance for grassroots human security project for the strengthening development cooperation between Japan and Nigeria. Speaking virtually at the inauguration ceremony on Friday, Japan ambassador to Nigeria described the project as a symbol of shared commitment to human security and inclusive economic growth. Suzuki said the facility marked a decisive shift from the export of raw agricultural products to local processing, noting that it would significantly reduce post-harvest losses while stimulating the rural economy. He explained that the factory would serve as a ready market for at least 500 pineapple farmers, enabling increased production improved productivity, and better household incomes. The ambassador further noted that Ukoma's growing population, supported by institutions, has provided a sustainable market for the factory's output.